Hi everyone, this is Kate Warnock coming to you from the GuideWell Insights Lounge. We're on location at the Synapse Summit here in Tampa and have another wonderful guest with us. Please welcome Vera Anderson. Vera, welcome
Hello.
to the lounge.
Hi.
Hi, we're glad
Pleasure to be here.
We're glad to have you. So,
Thank you.
Vera, you have a great title. You are the Performance Coach and Growth Advisor at Global Elements Consulting. We're going to talk to you a little bit about this really awesome job you have. So, your value prop as a performance coach is helping your clients boost their performance and reach their goals, right? Mm-hmm. How does the psychology of innovation factor into what you do?
Absolutely. Well, the psychology component is the most exciting thing that we've got going on right now. It offers the variety of ways for us to help the clients. And with performance, it's all about changing your behaviors. So how do you modify behavior? And the easiest way to do it is by tracking, of course. So now we have a lot of different ways and technologies to track behavior and modify it, and then also be able to quantify it. And so you can actually convert what you have learned and see the progression, see the outcomes. So there are a couple of key areas that I look at when we're talking about performance. And let's just start with the premise that everybody wants to improve performance in one area or another in their life. And we start with looking at the decision making, especially for the CEOs, especially for people who are either starting a business or already in business for a long time. The quality of their decisions significantly impacts their performance.
Sure.
So by looking at what influences those decisions, we're able to then make adjustments in behaviors, in tracks, in the way they go about making decisions,
right,
and then impact the performance in a positive way.
So it's fascinating that you can even track that individual behavior. I mean, we're really talking an N of 1.
Yes.
So that's fantastic, and I'm sure that people in an executive role, that really resonates with them, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you want to be in a space where you see the changes that you're making.
Right.
And performance is such an ambiguous sphere,
right,
if you will. So looking at decision making is one example. The other very critical point is energy levels. If you're physically exhausted,
right,
how are you going to perform?
Right, sure. Not at your best. Right.
Right. So increasing the energy levels and being able to scale them up when you need to perform, but then also scale them down when you need to relax, is a very critical component of being an effective leader and being a high performer.
Terrific. Well, I know that part of your success really comes from the fact that you know what these people are going through. You yourself are, CEO and founder of HeadRehab, which is a VR company. So you know what it's like to put a solution into market. You've lived through it all. What is the advice that you give to startups who are really looking to go into this bleeding edge tech space, especially in healthcare, which has its own challenges?
Absolutely.
They want to find success. How is it that you coach them to get there?
Same thing we were talking about earlier, data. Number one component. You have to be able to prove that not only your idea works, but it can produce repeatable results. You also need to have scientifically validated data in order to be able to convey with confidence what you're doing to people like doctors and high-end medical professionals whose jobs are to look at all of the options that they have available and be very critical in terms of what they select.
Right. Okay, great. So you're a woman in a role that you're working with these high-level executives. You've been an executive yourself, and you know what it's like to look for funding. Is there anything women need to do differently in order to get more equitable funding opportunities?
I believe funding is one of those challenging areas that's a challenge for anyone, no matter who you are. And there's a couple of key components that make it an easier or smoother process. And one of them is having a wide network of people that you're already connected to and having very deep relationships within that network. Because people who trust you, who know you, who can vouch for your character are also going to be people who can introduce you, make a referral, get you into that exclusive room, or even fund the business themselves.
Right.
So that's a very key point. And the other one is being very clear and simple with your message. So just be able to explain what you do to a 3-year-old. Well, maybe not 3-year-old. Let's go a 5-year-old.
Right.
Because when we overcomplicate things, that brings in this inherent thought of risk or perception of risk.
Right.
And people are not likely to invest in something that's risky. They want to invest in something that's simple, that's easy, that's clear cut, and that everybody can understand.
Right. Terrific. All right. Well, one last question for you. You know, we had a special relationship with you and HeadRehab back at GuideWell. I was wondering if you could kind of recap what that experience was like. What kind of value did you take away from that relationship?
Absolutely. Well, and like I mentioned before, the important point in raising capital and moving your business forward is the depth and breadth of your relationships and your network. So with a partner like GuideWell, that was an invaluable experience for our business because we got access to people we would not have had access to. We were in the same room and having conversations with Pat Garrity. We were here with Dave Pizzo, who was able to guide us through the local markets and give us opportunities that we would otherwise not had. And the Innovation Center in Lake Nona is a beautiful space that showcased our technology along with a lot of other startup businesses. And again, it's a world-class environment, and to be captured, to be seen in that kind of an environment definitely gives you more credibility as a business. So it was an incredible experience.
Well, I know that we loved having you as part of that ecosystem. It's really what we're about, is trying to help people in communities achieve better health, and it's solutions like yours that are definitely going to advance that mission. So, Vera, thank you so much for spending your time with us here at the GuideWell Insights Lounge. This is Kate Warnock. Thanks so much for watching.